going on, everybody? Ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome you to the inaugural episode of the Bryce Benjamin Podcast. I am Bryce, if you haven't figured that out by now. And yeah, man, this is the very first episode of this new project that I wanted to start. Very excited to be doing this, man. For some of you know me personally, obviously, but some of you may have been listening to the sports podcast that I do with my man Ed Jesse called the Sports Enthusiasm Pod. And if you don't, make sure you go and like it and, follow us if you enjoy sports. But yeah, man, I've been thinking about doing this for a little whiles now, and been finally got everything together and been wanting to talk about different topics around and not just sports in general, and have different guests on and hearing different conversations. On the Facebook page, when I announced that I was doing this podcast, I put that one of my joys in life is meeting new people and talking to different people and hearing different perspectives and gaining different knowledge, and that was the main inspiration for this podcast. Being able to have different guests on and talking, about whatever it is, whatever random topic that they want to talk about, and just getting their voice out and then giving my opinions out on certain topics. So I'm glad I was able to finally get this going, man. I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna keep this going as long as possible. And if it pops and if it turns into something, great. If not, then it's still something that I'm going to be doing as a hobby of mine. This is something that I enjoy doing. First of all, podcasting is a great release. It feels good coming in and recording and just having a platform to talk to people. So yeah, man, you guys are in for a ride. Tune in. On this episode, I was joined by Mr. Willie A. Price, and I met him at the PodCon convention. Shout out to Matt Johnson and the BICPP Radio Network for hosting that this past Saturday in Niagara Falls. Excellent convention, and had a lot of fun. And hopefully next year we do it again, and has a great turnout. So I met Mr. Willie Price at the PodCon convention, and we started talking, and he dropped a little knowledge on me there, and I was like, yo, man, I gotta have you on an episode of this podcast, and I'm gonna be starting up, man. He was all for it. So I'm glad that he took the time out of his schedule to come in and record with me. But yeah, man, he dropped some knowledge about some financial knowledge, and just I don't want to tell you the full thing. I want you to listen to the podcast. But without further ado, man, I want y'all to give a round of applause, even though we're not going to be able to see you guys, obviously. But show some love here for Mr. Willie A. Price. All right, and we rolling. Mr. Willie A. Price, how you doing, sir?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing all right, man. I appreciate you joining the show today.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, I'm excited too, man. When we was talking at the PodCon on Saturday, we had got into a little bit of discussion, and I knew for a fact that I definitely wanted to have you on the inaugural episode.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, the inaugural episode of the Bryce Benjamin Podcast. But yeah, everything good? Had a good morning so far?
So far, so good.
Yeah. I see you making those early morning videos, like the workout videos. You be up at like 5 o'clock in the morning and getting it in.
I'm normally up every day by 5:30.
That's what's up, man. Yeah. What made you start doing that? Like posting the live videos, and then you be at the track too, right?
I'm at the track. I'm out doing live videos Sunday through Friday. I do a 6 a.m. workout. It's a 15-minute workout. It used to be 10 minutes. But what I found is that I added trunk twist. Okay. And trunk twist, I normally want to do 3 to 4 minutes. Yeah. So that added some additional time to it. But what happened was, and got time for my little story?
Yeah, please.
All right. January 10th, 2012, I fell 25 feet from the top of a roof.
Oh, wow.
Shattered my left ankle, broke all the bones in my right foot. They told me I should be dead or totally paralyzed, that I would never walk again.
Jeez.
3 months later, I walked into the doctor's office.
Okay.
3 months after that, I ran my first mile. But as a result of me running, I hurt that ankle and ended up going from 205 pounds to 260 pounds. Yeah. And I looked in the mirror and I didn't like what I saw. Yeah. So I started trying to work out, and I was doing diets and all these different kind of things, trying to get the weight off. but I couldn't stay consistent with it.
Right.
People started posting all these challenges, the push-up challenge, the plank challenge. So I started doing them, but like I said, I couldn't stay consistent with them. So one day I got up and I said, you know what? I'm going to start doing this on video and try to encourage other people. And then this way, it'll also keep me honest and make sure that I kept doing it. Because if I didn't do it, people would know that I didn't do the workout.
Right.
And this is my 3rd year.
That's what's up, man.
This is my 3rd year that I've been doing this, and I'm down from 260. I get down around 210, 212.
Okay.
I'll fluctuate a little bit in there, but I'm getting ready to run the World Masters track and field in Toronto next year, 2020. I'll be running the World Masters track and field, and that's going to be in Toronto, and I'm looking at doing the 100, the long jump, and possibly the 200.
Man.
Yeah.
If you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
57.
Wow. That's amazing.
57.
I can't even do that. I'm 27. Yeah, track. So you ran track in high school and college as well, right?
College. I ran for Riverside High School, and then I graduated and went to UB, and I ran for UB where I held about 7 records, 100, 50, long jump. I was a long jumper. That was my main event.
Yeah.
But I did the long jump. I had like I said, the sprint events, I had the records in. I had the 400-meter record indoors, 200-meter record indoors. So, and it just stuck with me. And after I graduated, a friend of mine became an assistant coach at Buff State and asked me would I like to help out over there because I was helping out at UB at the time. Okay. And so he hired me as an assistant there, and I started coaching with him. And from there, just kept it going. So now I coach. I just finished up 4 years of volunteer coaching at Niagara Falls High School with the girls. Okay. And like I said, I finished that up because after 4 years of volunteering, I needed a break.
Yeah, I hear you.
But I do have a track club in Niagara Falls also that I do in the summer. And that's with all the kids, whoever, from whatever schools that want to run.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
And then, okay, so he's doing the volunteer work with the girls there. I remember you was telling me the story of how the one girl you was helping, she you wanted to improve her triple jump, right?
Right. Okay.
Right. And then eventually she had you had worked with her over the summer?
Well,
or during the track season.
During the
and
season.
It's like 3 months in.
Right.
She's able to beat it by a wide margin.
Well, she started out as a freshman. I met her as a freshman. She came in and she didn't know really what she wanted to run because, of course, all the girls want to run. They all want to run sprints. Everybody wants to be a sprinter.
Right.
But she wasn't fast as the other sprinters.
Right.
So I said, we got to find an event for you. And what I did was I looked at her and I said, I noticed how tall she was. And that was one of the things I'm always good at finding how to pick out a person, some ideas of what events they can do. Yeah. So what I did was I said, you know what? You look like you would be a good long and triple jumper. I said, but I think you would really be good in the triple jump. And she's like, well, what is that? So I went and got some videos on YouTube, sent them to her, and started working with her freshman year. And the indoor record was 31 feet, and the outdoor record was 35 feet, 8 inches. And so her next year, she broke the indoor record. She broke the 31 feet. And then the following year, she broke that record like 2 or 3 times. Right. And then by her senior year, she had broken that indoor record at least 6 times from her sophomore year. Yeah. But she could never get the outdoor record. The outdoor record, like I said, was 35.8. Her best jump ever, which was actually her senior year, was 34.8, and that was indoors. Mm-hmm. So she was panicking, and we went through the whole season. She was doing 33s, 34s, but like I said, she needed 35.8 to break the outdoor record. Yeah. Last meet of the season, we had 2 weeks to get ready, and I said, I'm going to teach you everything that I know about triple jump. I said, I'm going to teach you what I do with my college students. And so what I did was I taught her some of the drills that I do with my college students, which are very different from what we were doing with her as a high school runner. Right. And she picked up on them and she did them for 2 weeks. Her first jump at the meet was 36 feet, 2 inches. So she went over 1.5 feet further than she'd ever jumped in her life. Right. In her first jump. And then her second jump, she broke the record that she had just set.
Wow.
So she went 36.4 on her second jump, and she took third place in the sectionals. That's the best she's ever done in sectionals. Normally in sectionals, I don't even think outdoor sectionals, she doesn't normally even make the finals, because like I said, she's 33, 34. But this year she was number 3 in the sectionals, which was a great, and one girl, she would have actually been number 2. But one girl beat her on her last jump. Her last jump, she went a little further.
Okay.
She went 36.7 and just beat her.
Yeah.
But she was in second place up until that point.
And she's breaking her own personal records
right,
as well.
And she's broken. Now she holds the triple jump record indoors, the triple jump record outdoor, and she's a part of my 4x200 meter relay team that has the record indoors for the 4x200.
Yes.
They set that her sophomore year. I had a bunch of girls, sophomores, that and they took the track and we put it together and they set the school record and nobody's come close to it since.
That's good stuff, man.
Yeah.
I like hearing stories like that.
Yeah.
Especially younger kids.
Yes.
Being able to teach them and guide them and show them like certain tricks and tactics that they may not have thought of. You know what I'm saying? And then them going to apply that,
Exactly.
and not even just in track, in life in general.
And that's why I ended up being a volunteer for 4 years.
Yes.
I went out there. I was doing a program at Niagara Falls High School called No Dream is Impossible.
Yes.
Showing kids how to take their dreams and have confidence, develop self-awareness and self-confidence. And one of my young ladies wasn't there. One day she didn't show up. And I said, well, where is Michaela? Her name was Michaela. I said, where's Michaela? Oh, she's on the track team. Track team? That's my heart.
Right.
So I went out to see her on the track team, and that day started working with the kids. I started coaching, helping 2 boys, actually, because they said I couldn't help because they didn't know who I was. I couldn't volunteer at the time.
Which makes sense. Okay.
So I said, okay. So what I did was I saw 2 young men out there, and I'll tell you their names. I'm sure you probably heard of them. And I saw them, and I said, so what do you run? He said, I run the 800. I said, what's your best time? He said, so far I run a 2:01 this year. So I said, okay. So I asked the other kid, I said, what is your event? He said, I do the hurdles. I said, well, what's your best time? He said, well, I ran like a 58 in the hurdles and 400 hurdles, and I ran like 16, 17, in the high hurdles. So I said to the guy, I said, if I can get you down to 154 in the 800, would you let me help you? Now he's running 2:01.
Right.
I said, if I can get you down to 154, would you let me help you? Sure.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan.
I said, if I can get you down to 54 in the 400 hurdles and under 16 in the high hurdles, would you let me help you? Yeah. So I went to the coaches. Well, no, we don't know who you are. We can't let you. Okay, cool. So I said to them, I said, I'm going to come out here every day. I'm going to sit in the bleachers. When they give you a workout, come tell me what they tell you to do, and I'm going to tell you how to run it.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
800 guy. He won the sectionals, 154.4. 154.4, he won the sectionals.
Yeah.
Okay?
Right.
Hurdler won the hurdles, 54.2 in the hurdles and 15.1 in the high hurdles. They both won sectionals, went to the state meet. My 800 guy, I think he got 7th overall. He ran a 151 in the hurdles. Right now, he's going to college. He runs 147 in the 800. The hurdler, he got to state meet. They said he was winning by almost 20 meters in the 400 hurdles.
Wow.
Got to the last hurdle, and he got there so fast, his foot went under the hurdle instead of over it.
Yes.
Flipped over the hurdle and ended up not placing.
Right.
Because he fell over the last hurdle.
Right.
And so that hurt him. And then when it was time for him to run the high hurdles, he had already been hurt. So